are zealous and they are persistent. They go through life with elan, with dynamism, because their horizon is quite that far. They reach out, they achieve far beyond our expectation. I congratulate you already.
Presents our sparkle. I would ask you, because all of you are millennials already. You already know what millennial is. But let me talk about my piece about millennials. How do I characterize millennials? Well, it is often said that millennials are more concerned about things, having vision, than money. That's the biggest thing that ever happened perhaps on this world. You're not concerned about money. You're more concerned about friends and recognition. That's good news. It means many, theoretically speaking, we could save money, we could save on our health. However, it's known fact that millennials are very close to their parents. Very close to their parents. For a guy like me who has only one kid, so having has 2 kids, it's a very good one. What if you have 7 kids who will not go out, even if they are matured, they want to stay with you? That would be a problem. You know, that would be quite sometimes exhausting. And if you have a small place, most probably you will learn how to, you will run a sleeping space, and you will learn how to sleep like the bat, you know, hanging upside down. Willingness also to be patient. And I guess that's one of the most important things that being raised by employers are they're impatient. They want to be promoted immediately. Well, they are young, but you know sometimes you need to temper that kind of discipline of patience because you're still young. You know, you can still wait, right? But the challenge among us, the old ones, is knowing the mindset of the millennials. Because we cannot avoid you. You will live longer than us, so we need to cope up with you. And it would be really a challenge for us to know what's on your mind, to adapt with you, so we could work together and we could make progress and money together. Right? So, my colleagues here in Toastmasters, listen to these millennials. And to the millennials, try to listen to the millennium. Okay. Let's proceed now to our main program. We have 3 speakers tonight. Rarely we do have that kind of numbers of speakers. We also have table topics, and also we have the use of one evaluation. To lead us tonight is one of the youngest Toastmasters in our club. He just had his vacation break. Please help me welcome the president of our club, Toastmaster Rice.
Thank you, Master Sam. The topic is quite apt for this meeting, millennials. As we say, millennials dominate now the world population. More than 50% of the world population is now millennials. It is clearly evident in this room. Right?
They are minority.
They want us to die soon.
After March, when they get the benefits from me, they will agree to that. Right, David?
order for us to facilitate the program smoothly, I would request my fellow millennials to drop their phones, turn off their phones, except for the timer, of course, but I'm watching you. Millennials, what adjective can we possibly encompass as millennials? One adjective I can think of is we are pushy. We are very pushy. Because we are pressured by the achievements of our predecessors. We want to achieve them faster. Who doesn't want to be a manager so young? Right? As Toastmaster Sam said, I'm Toastmaster of the evening. I am truly honored to be your Toastmaster of the evening. And I hope you are holding on to your seats so that tonight we will have a fun and exhilarating. The first part of the meeting is the barroom topics, or we call it Toastmasters table topics. This is where people at random are chosen to answer a question. Stand up here and give a mini speech. So a mini speech contains an introduction, body, and conclusion. The second part of the meeting is for prepared speeches. Luckily, we have 3 prepared speakers. I'm very happy that we have 3 prepared speakers. So before we push through with our meeting, let me first introduce our meeting assistants for tonight. Our general evaluator is Toastmaster Wendy. Our table topic evaluator will be Toastmaster Lan. And for the meeting assistants, to give a brief description of their job, and it will be their first mini speech. The timer will be Nathan Barreto. Please help me welcome Nathan Barreto.
Good evening, Toastmasters, fellow presenters. My job as the timer is timing, of course, but my job is also to warn you about if you're wasting your time on a certain topic, and just to keep you in check while you're delivering your speeches. That's all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nathan. Our second meeting assistant for tonight will be a duo combo. Will be Toastmaster Aliyah Nicole Solis and Lewin Pulmano.
We will have instead Martin David Pellegrino and John Larry Coman. As a leader is not clear.
Please give a brief description of our role as give him a round of applause. All the way.
Good evening, everyone. I am John Larry Pulmano. I am Martin David Pellegrino, and we are the accounters for the evening. So, what is an accountant? An accountant does is, that's too many hours. That's what an accountant does. An accountant does is it counts the odds that speakers do. You know, like filler words like and long silences. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to count your filler words. That is all. It's obviously planned.
Even it's obviously planned, it was a very wonderful delivery. I wonder next time if we should have another duo.
It should be.
Our next meeting assistant will help count the votes for whoever will win either person. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Angela Aguinaldo.
Nobody will be able to help her. She will be the table topics.
Master.
Later.
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 So finally, language evaluator. That would be yours truly.
Oh no.
I'm quite, how would you say, picky on use of language. But for you millennials, since you are still being introduced as part of Toastmasters, we'll set that aside. We'll set that aside for now. But I tell you, if you go to other Toastmasters clubs, especially in Manila and in Pampanga, Aviles, where most of the members are Americans, they will really, really shout at you sometimes for mixing up Filipino words. That's, we call it rude in our culture, yes, but then it's just normal for everyone. But someday you try to help develop your grammar skills. So our word for today is palliate. Please help me pronounce the word palliate. Palliate. Palliate is to moderate the intensity of a specific problem or situation. To be used in a sentence, treatments can palliate the painful symptoms of disease. The use of the word of the day is to add vocabulary to our lexical vocabularies in our mind. And as an added bonus of using the word of the day here in Toastmasters Dagupan, every time you have an you will get 1 strike. That usually equates to 2 pesos. Fine. But if you use the word of the day every time you speak, you get a deduction from the strike. So minus 2 pesos. So at the end of the day, when we have the number votes, it's usually an embarrassing time. You will all stoop down, and I hope my name doesn't get called. For you not to be called, always use the word of the day. Palliate. And the third part of the meeting is one of the most important portions is evaluations. So let's get started. Our table topics master. Our table topic is from students from State Alpha Grade. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Angela Alinado.
Good evening, everyone. Our theme for today is millennials. And as table topics master, I will ask random questions about the theme millennials. Here, I have one set of drawings. The blue papers are for the millennials. I will put for the millennials. And then this green paper is for the adults. And then adults. And then this.
Expiring.
I don't know, no, just a move.
And then the yellow, these are the questions. These group of papers are the questions. The yellow ones are for the adults again, and then the other ones are for the millennials. And I think this is the perfect time to talk about millennials because it's such a good time that a lot of millennials are here, adults are here, and I think it's a good learning experience for both sides. Just for example, on how millennials can learn from past traditions or behaviors that we need to put in our daily lives, or how it can give adults an idea on how millennials want to be approached and give advice. So, to start it off, let's get rolling. I will start with a millennial.
You can all of them, we will that one.
it.
Primary spot.
Tell me if I'm doing your job. Look at us.
So,
Tell me if I'm doing my job.
I'll read the question twice. What kind of behavior do you think millennials possess the most? Again, what kind of behavior do you think millennials possess the most?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. What? The most common behavior that millennials have is that they're rather stubborn, but they tend to use that stubbornness in the right place. What I mean by that is they put their minds to something and just keep their heads straight onto that goal. Just go for it. And I think that's a wonderful, wonderful behavior to have in some situations, but it's just right for millennials to adapt or to learn how to control that kind of behavior. Thank you.
Wow!
Nice one. Thank you for the wonderful answer. Next, I'm going to call on WTF. Ma'am, Vivian.
Ito ako millennial.
Millennial.
So the question is, for you, what is the most admirable trait of millennials? And for you, what is the most admirable trait of millennials? It's just as the same.
Admirable trait. At the onset of given I noticed that millennials tend to speak up their minds through social media. They put up a stand on issues. They'll just stay quiet. They assume they side on the side of issues. They're just not lame ducks, just listening, and they give so much opinion of how they think. That's it. That is how I find millennials now so outspoken and
Next one. There we go.
I think it's really bad.
Sean Larry.
David,
Come on.
don't you see the answer? First it's written down. Next is you.
Wake me up.
You brought us the same.
So the question is, what do you think is the best approach in disciplining millennials? What do you think is the best approach in disciplining millennials?
I am John Leonard. I am asking, what is the best way to approach the millennials to discipline them? So for me, the best way to approach us as a millennial is by talking to us directly, like asking how was our day, what have we done for today, like that, after we've done so much in a day. So because many students, many millennials today tend to go often with their friends, instead of their parents, and their friends. And when millennials join their friends, they tend to be influenced by advices like that. So we should talk to them and discipline them for them to be guided and lectured for their own good. That's all.
Next, another, and the adults.
Mama!
How come you hate so much millennials?
For the millennial one.
If you were to give a lecture to a group of teens,
Oh my God! Very timely.
That's
what
your
would
job.
be your topic and why?
Easy.
That is your job.
To a group of millennials, I would definitely go over and beyond 20 million times and more. 77 times 777. Lecture about sleeping. Nothing else. Why is my passion? I love it. It's gotten me through the 42 years of my life. And it's what will take you on to the best that you can have. To the best that you may have. There's a post about the 10 most critical skills that employers look for in employees. On top of the list is speaking. Next is critical thinking. When you speak, you will think before you speak. And when you speak, it takes your listeners to a different world. It takes you to their world. Exactly, I am people. And it takes them to your world. Beyond that, there's nothing more than that, because that itself is criminal. Millennials speak right, speak with dignity, and respect. Thank you.
Next, I hope
It's the parent.
There's a pattern.
the emperor.
I'm just 1 year older than him.
Why are you not calling him?
My heart too.
The young millennial heart.
This is the question. What do you think is the biggest disadvantage being the internet generation? Again, what do you think is the biggest disadvantage being the internet generation?
Being in a generation where we all tweet, all Snapchat, we all Instagram. Maybe some of you don't even know what are those, probably. We tend to immediately hit on what is wrong without even analyzing the facts. That's why they sometimes call it fake news. We tend to immediately face out or we immediately share our feelings without even regard for others. And the most important, one of the most disheartening disadvantage that our generation has is we keep on stooping down without looking up. We keep on adding friends. We keep on increasing our friends on Facebook. But look around us. Do we interact the way the generation did? Do we play now again in the streets? Do we climb coconut trees? During the early 2000s, in my generation, yes, I had the privilege of going around riding bikes afternoon all day through the fields. But look at the millennials now. They just stood in their heads. They have a world of their own. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what is disheartening about this generation. Thank you.
For the eye-opening for us millennials.
Now, I really want to pick a millennial. I really want to pick one millennial. If it's okay.
Then it turns out Toastmasters will listen that part.
I'll not pick anymore. I'm just going to call in the B. Thank you, the B.
Forced. Voluntold. No choice.
Involunteer.
That's what they learned from me. That's what they learned from me.
Okay, so the question is, are you easily influenced by the trends that millennials make? Why or why not? Again, are you easily influenced by the trends that millennials make? Why or why not?
He would rather go to the Boy Scout in Las Vegas. Transport him right now, he would be money. Is he
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Toastmasters. Good evening, millennials. The question given to me was if I was easily influenced by the trends going on in the millennial age. Well, to be honest with you guys, I am not easily influenced. I think you can see by my, by Tagalog in forma or fashion. I don't do jagger pants, I don't do ripped jeans, or I don't do haircuts that shape here and me myself, I have reasons why I don't stick to the trends in millennial age. First is I have my own style. I'm comfortable for who I am. I don't need to be I don't need to wear ripped jeans to be cool, or to wear hats, or to wear caps saying that, to wear thug life or like that. I'm happy for who I am. And second is, when I don't like to go with the flow. Ever since when I was a kid, when toys like Dagupan or DS or PSP was in fashion, I never really cared, or I used it, but I was not, hooked to it. Like nowadays where kids do iPads and they don't play anymore, like Toastmaster Rice did. I don't know anymore. Yeah. That's the truth. That's the reason why I don't stick to millennial trends.
Thank you. David? 15 minus.
Ako yung 12 years now.
Okay, I've known him for 13 years, and yes, it's very beautiful. Now, as Ian Neil is insisting that he is also
Jokes are happening.
Jokes na lang. Go!
Thunders! I don't realize that that's the anatomy of a millennials, ha? Thunders. Thunders.
Would you like to go for the questions of the Thunders or the
Millennial answering the question of the thunders.
Ano to na po?
Thunders.
Oh!
So I think you are
Entering that
Thunders.
you're entering that era.
Here's one of the questions for the Thunders. Do you believe that as long as there is good parenting, your children can avoid the undesired traits of millennials? Again, do you believe that as long as there is good parenting, your children can avoid the undesired traits of millennials?
Yes.
First of all,
Nakabidyo yan.
yet. Oh, no.
Thank you, Cassie.
Thank you. Hello, Toastmasters.
Hello.
Fellow millennials. Good evening. Good parenting. I think good parenting plays a very big role in the behavior attitude of children, be it millennials, the X generation, the baby boomers. Good parenting will help avoid the negative attitudes like snooping down home every day, every night, just adding your Facebook friends. But when you meet them personally, you won't say a word. You just nod and move on with your life. I think that's one of the negative attitudes I see in millennials. First of all, I observed that in my brother. So, I tend to be a good parent. No, I tend to be a good brother to him and advise my parents to correct his negative behaviors. So I think good parenting really negates the negative behaviors of millennials. So for the parents, future parents, not this year, maybe next 2 years or 3 years, 5 years. I think we should put our best behavior into actions so that our kids, the kids, will imitate us, the positive ones. Thank you very much.
Would anyone want to answer a question, or would you want to go to the next portion of the question?
You have more questions? You state the question and maybe some will volunteer to answer. Like Sir Sam.
So at this moment, we are now volunteering session.
Let others
Give a
have a chance to.
So this is one of the questions. For you, what is the most evident change from your generation to the generation Y? The generation Y is also called, millennials are also called the generation Y. So for what is the most evident change from your generation to the generation Y?
Yeah. Ready? So you can see the contrast.
Ma'am Cathy is volunteering.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday
to you.
Thank you very much for the greeting, and the question is
What is the most evident change?
Yeah, okay. That's most the evident change of a millennium
From your
Compared to
generation?
your generation.
Yeah, definitely. They're more aggressive and they have more friends. They don't really, they're not choosing friends. They just collect and collect and collect. Very bad. Like my son is a millennial. He's 19, definitely. And gosh, he got so many friends. Got so many. Yeah, too many friends that sometimes they thought, are they really friends? Probably they want to be leader in that society, they want to be in that society so that they president. And what I got from him is that his family is very he's close to me, he's the only one I have. So he's close to me, very close to me, tells me all his problems, and then when I answer correctly what he wants to hear. Because I'm giving him the right answer. And plus I took psychology. So I can, and that's my forte, the child psychology. In Cisco, right? That's who's very good in psychology. So I can adapt myself to him, and then I can be his sister, I can be his mother at the same time. So I don't have one to with it. And the millennial thing is, it's also fashion conscious. Gosh, signature conscious stuff, maybe brand names. It can't be, like before, where it's actually disorder or something. So, but stuff. No, he wants to get a name, a branded name, clothes, too expensive. Things. So, this time is coming out.
Now, with any millennial from volunteer,
I don't know. Pretty sure.
Show the aggressiveness.
and it's like you said, you're not going to pick me or for
She lied.
First time.
Millennials lied. I love that.
we're alive.
So much
That's all you could do.
So, this is the question. If you could bring back one value or tradition from the past generations that are rarely seen in millennials, what would it be? Again, if you could bring back one value or tradition from the past generations that are rarely seen in millennials, what would it be?
Always.
Piece of
Your previous is also. You ask her something, you ask her.
value or tradition.
Good evening, everyone. I was asked if there was one tradition or value that I would like to bring back. What would it be and why? Well, I'm super mind blocked right now, and all I can think about is obedience. Most millennials nowadays do not practice obedience or respect. They tend to not use po and opo. They tend to slam doors and even answer their parents. So I wish that it would come back because we need to reevaluate ourselves. We need to go back to our roots and be able to be humans again. Because I don't think that we are humans. I don't think that we are people if we don't get to respect everyone. So
Oh, good job.
And for the last question of the evening, or Ems,
The cream of the crop.
what millennial trend do you usually use and why? What what millennial trend do you usually use and why? Would anyone want to volunteer?
Whose pasta is that?
Nobody.
Baka wala.
Oh,
Saka baka
You can have it.
oh, ito yung
Minsan.
guys, to be honest.
Sige na, huwag nang pigilan, magsasalita na sila. Cheese.
Good evening, everyone.
You don't.
So the question is, what millennial trend that I usually use? We're living in a very exciting part of the human history. One of the best part of our generation today is the social media, the rise of the technology. I'm very fond of social media. Why? Because it connects people from every corner of the earth, where it has not, it was never been in the history of humanity. We're in the single platform where in India and in Thailand we can connect instantly with seeing their faces to each other in real time. So that's one of the best things about in this millennium era.
So that's all the questions for tonight. Thank you for all those wonderful insights in the questions that I had today.
Thank you, Toastmaster. And that was a very legal topic, Master. For the millennials, I really congratulate you for delivering in front of us your speech. And most of all, it is recorded, so it will be on YouTube.
Again.
Again.
Discover ka na. Thunders.
You asked me about parenting.
It's like everybody's. All the things of me.
Yes, all the friends of Neil. He's just at least 1 or 2 years away from you.
And it's
Also,
parenting.
it is already parenting.
I just said 2 years.
What's up you get from opening your mouth?
That was a very eye-opening table topics. The millennials were able to get feedback from generation or baby boomers. Same here around. It's a cultural or generational exchange. But as a fellow millennial, what I would like to impart on you, especially the younger generation, even though I still belong to the millennial generation, is that millennial generation tend to be more of a revolutionary, evolutionary rather than revolutionary. But you say that we all have cell phones, we all have social media, we all innovate using the same platform. But take note, who invented Facebook? Who invented the iPhone? Who built those platforms? Were those millennials?
No.
We're just using it. So here's my challenge to you, millennials. What is the next evolution? What is the next paradigm shift for us in the world? Even artificial intelligence that has been known since the 70s. Artificial intelligence has been there since the 70s. So, what is the next paradigm shift? It's your challenge, millennials. It's your challenge. It's your time to shine. It's your time to shine. Now let's proceed to the next portion of this program, is prepare speeches. Now, to prepare speeches from the word, of course, prepare. We have prepared speeches based on manuals of the Toastmasters International Club. So our first speaker is, I would say, one of the most notable persons I've ever heard. A very promising soon-to-be Toastmaster, hopefully, and also shares the same surname as mine. It may truly run free in the blood. So to deliver her first, or the icebreaker speech, I remember when I had my first icebreaker speech here as Toastmaster and evaluator. What she said is, your speech delivery is more like oration rather than conversation. To deliver her speech titled Underside. This is what that underside would do. And to be evaluated by Toastmaster Dagupan. The objectives of her speech are following. Basically, to present herself in front of us, to introduce what she is made out of and what she can do. Please help me welcome to the lecture, Toastmaster Patricia Balagan.
Sila ang ito. Next time.
Sunod po kayo pa rin.
16 years ago, at dawn of September 23, Patricia Joyce Lumibal Castillo y Alcantara Paraganas was born. A person of girly interests and ideas. Girly interests. Let me rephrase that. It's old girly interests. Yes, I am a millennial, but I like everything old school. I like flowers, I like letters, gifts, even stuffed toys. I even like ribbons. I've been staring at that ribbon there, though my favorite color is blue. Another thing that I've told you is that I am studying or learning or trying to read about personalities. I have mentioned in the last meeting that I am an INFPT, or introverted, intuitive, ruled by feeling, perspective, turbulent person. Aside from that, I also said a while ago that I am a person of ideas. And what I mean about ideas are unexplored ideas, triggering ideas, depressing ideas. And one of those ridiculous ideas are flying pigs. I even conceptualize laboratories where there are orchids where you can inject DNAs to them. Yes, I'm that weird. I also love to sing. I also write songs. I write speeches. I write books. Though I'm not really that good, I'm not. But those things are just shallow things about me. Now, I want to share to you 3 of many truths of me. Let's start off with my first truth, and that is obsession. I am obsessed. If you look at me,
Is he here or is he that?
I am obsessed. I am obsessed with people, with animals. Do you really want me to name him?
Yes.
Yes.
This will be uploaded.
Yes.
Give the food.
I've got no dignity, so if I'm gonna be honest and bold right now, I am actually super obsessed with this one guy who will not be named. Who will not be named. I take pictures of him.
Wow.
I write my memories with him. I observe him. I know it's a bit weird, and I should probably sue for it. But yes, I'm obsessed with this person, and I'm also obsessed with bunnies because they are like my spirit animals. Also, I am obsessed with making crafts. I do explosion boxes. I make origamis and such. Another truth about me is, all of my friends know it, I overthink a lot. Yes. Sometimes my friends do hate me for it. Really? I overthink a lot because I am afraid that I may be saying the wrong things or asking the wrong things. I'm afraid to make a bad impression to them because when I asked them before what is their first impression about me, they say I'm maarte, I'm Englishera, I'm intimidating. I'm not like that. Well, moving on. And the last thing that the last truth about myself is that no matter how jolly I am, and I'm right here facing from negative side to being an optimist. If I'm being honest, I really don't like myself. Because I don't think I'm the person I want to be yet. I'm still developing. I'm still growing. This is not yet the best version of myself. That's why I don't like me yet. And I also think that I'm not that diverse yet. I'm not that knowledgeable of things. But you know, the title of my speech today is The Other Side. Overthinking, obsessive, and not liking myself are all bad things. They are my weaknesses. But let's go to the other side. These weaknesses I turn into strengths. I don't see obsession as a bad thing. I see it as dedication. People see it as if I'm crazy for this person. I'm not. I'm just dedicated. I'm just dedicated. I want to be focused on a path. That's why I'm being obsessed with it. Don't worry, I'm not willing to kill anyone for it. For him. Now, overthinking. Yes, I overthink. But that is because I just want to be tactful and I want to be careful. And the last thing, I hate myself. Oh, no. I don't like myself. And I mentioned it a while ago because I'm not yet the best version of myself. And not liking myself is motivating me to strive more to become the best version of myself. So people, if we know we have weaknesses, let's try to look at the other side and put those weaknesses into strengths. Because if you see weaknesses as weaknesses, you'll regret forever being weak. Toastmasters.
I will not sit my hand on the floor. I must not. Yes, I will.
That was a truly wonderful speech on concentrating on oneself, on understanding the true limits of oneself. What is most fascinating I've heard in the beginning of your speech is that you have these crazy ideas which includes injecting DNA in orchids.
Yes, well, memory DNAs, where when you extract the orchids after long years, you're gonna get the memory there. You can like put it to the screen and you can just watch it. Yeah, like a hologram.
So she can read in the memories of her talking.
Yes, I'm sorry.
What you will learn when you go to college is that what you have stated, especially Toastmaster, you will agree with me, it is possible. You can, you can store memory images or holographic images in the DNA segment. You can store it for thousands of years, and after it, you can view it again. So, who can top her speech? Apparently, the next Toastmaster will try to deliver the same vigorous, energetic speech projects. Speech number 1. The objectives are simple: to introduce and to introduce herself to us. Her evaluator, 6 minutes, and a maximum of 6 minutes 30. Her evaluator will be Toastmaster Fidel. Being at ease with Toastmaster Fidel is one of the best evaluators here in Toastmasters.
Very generous.
And the title of her speech is Purpose. We all have a purpose. What could be her purpose of delivering a speech in front of us? Please help me welcome with a big round of applause, Toastmaster FDL.
I'll make this straight and simple. My name is Ashley Zinamar Antonol. I'm 16 years old and I am originally from Isabela. So I want to start off by my speech by introducing to you the history of my name. Ashley was derived from the name of my grandparents, grandlolas, Esther and Lilia. My second name is Zinamar, which means demure in Ilocano. However, I still can't see where in the world in my body that word was located, because in my 16 years of existence, because I am the complete opposite of it. I am from humanities and social sciences strand. Originally, my titas wanted me to take up ABM back when I was in junior high school, because they told me that there are a lot more opportunities in ABM. But luckily, I found myself in Fumes, and I found my second family and my second parent, which is Ma'am Ann and the other advisor. And I love her so much, no kidding. And I was born in Cagayan Valley Sanatorium Hospital in Santiago City, Isabela. I was born on September 7, 2001. My family is a Christian, actually, and each of us has a role in our church, and we are currently volunteering in different ministries, and we're happy serving the Lord. Back when I transferred here in Pangasinan, I felt so naive because of the new environment. Honestly, I don't even know how to cross the street. And I don't even know how to ride a jeepney, because basically there are no jeepneys in Isabela, only bus, tricycles. But I prefer to have a private vehicle because my parents are so strict. But as I stay here in Dagupan, I learned how to live in a city as I tag along with my friends. Back in Isabela, I remember my parents won't even allow me to go watch a movie with my friends, or rather, they don't even allow me to go to the mall, because, as I said a while ago, they are so strict that they think that people might take advantage of me or take me for granted because I am their unika iha. I have actually two brothers, Rata Sadiri and Gerald Ganot. I am the middle one. And living here as a newbie isn't that simple, isn't easy. You tend to be neglected or left behind, but as you go on through your life here as a newbie, you're learning. And aside from the fact that I want to be a lawyer, I forgot to tell you I want to be a lawyer because my mom is a frustrated lawyer. Aside from the fact that I want to be a lawyer, I have a strict parents, really strict parents. I also love makeups and contour. My teacher is a witness of that because she can see my live videos on Facebook. Anyways, you can add me on Facebook and follow me on Instagram at @ashran. And so, I love reading contemporary novels. I also love fangirling to Harry Potter. And I am currently obsessing with more than 13 boy bands and making them my wallpaper every now and then. On the other hand, God really blessed me. I know I can say that God blessed me with my voice and confidence, as I said last meeting, because I know He is making me as an instrument to lead people, to lead the congregation, to step up, to make a difference out of their own simple ways. I actually have my 5 priorities. First one is God. Second one is my parents. Third, my siblings. Fourth is my schoolwork, studies. And number 5 is my friends or the horizontal relationship that I have. Actually, even though I have this only priority, which is God, everything follows. And now I can truly say that, I can proudly say that in the near judgment day, I can say that God can say, that He'll say, well done, my good and faithful servant. I have an awful past, I have bad experiences in life. As a 16-year-old kid living in a new city, in a new environment. Yet God blessed me with wonderful parents, with supportive teachers, with friends and relatives. And now I can say that my purpose, I have found my purpose in life. That God, that I found God in me. And I have found my haven here on earth. And that I wanna end this speech with a question. Have you guys found your purpose in life?
Thank you, Toastmasters, actually. Wow, that was a really mind-boggling question at the end. Until now, what purpose do we have? What purpose do we have all sitting here? I hope it's not only just to have high grades, right? No, it's not.
There's no economics here.
But let me soothe your mind with this. Even there's no extra credit, I will tell you this. Being here in Toastmasters, in my personal experience, I might have already disclosed this before and when we did a tour. Especially in college, you will get the credit if you join here. Because in my personal experience, when I was in UP, we had a subject called communication freedom. Luckily, I joined Toastmasters before I took that subject. After I got the subject, I was the only one who got Uno.
other is done.
How about the dad practice the build of the dad? Wake up.
It also so happens that the instructor is also a graduate of UP Mass Communication in Dagupan and taking her PhD. The materials she is using is Toastmasters materials. So I'm very familiar with it. That's why I'm very happy that Toastmaster and incorporated Toastmasters materials in her curriculum. Also I gave her the teaching manual review before her on how to formulate speech questions. Now back to Ashley. You are not alone, I'm going to say. You being in a new city and a new environment, you are not alone. A tale of it is I and Toastmaster Nick. We had an experience where we had to go to a new city, a new environment where we did not adapt that quite well. There was no jeepneys then. There were no cinemas in that place. That's why we were living in the barracks before.
How backward. You consider yourselves millennials? What?
So now let's move on to a now formal Toastmaster member. My personal admirer for his business acumen. Soon to be the Henry C. of Pangasinan. Are you pressured now?
Go ahead.
To give us his speech on titled Why Toastmasters? Why Toastmasters? Under the new Pathways Educational Program. To be frank, officers are really confused with the Pathways Toast. So TM Joel will take the front line on the front force. First to graduate in Pathways. Joel. Can you do it, Joel? Can you do it?
He will.
To be evaluated by Toastmaster Sam, please help me welcome Toastmaster Joel Madrid.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So we'll be talking about an exciting topic for tonight. And I was thinking for the topic, and it's like a week ago we went to Baguio and we had our Christmas party with the Toastmasters. It was the first time. Anyway, so I come up with a conclusion that I'm going to make a topic concerning Toastmasters. Okay. Do you remember the time when you were young, wherein your teacher or someone let you stand up in front and ask you to speak, especially in the impromptu manner? Guess what? I bet I was there. Why? I can imagine you. First, your knees are shaking, is it? Second, your voice was trembling, right? Yes. Totally. Why? Because I was like that before. I was once like that. 7 out of 10 people, they have this called glossophobia, which means you fear when it comes to public speaking. Yeah, we speak a lot, we talk a lot, but when it comes to public exposure, we get to tremble, right? So, don't be afraid because you're not alone. One of the biggest crises today in our generation is this lack, or as we call miscommunication. Every relationship, one of the great pillars of communication is what? Communication. Apart from a proper communication, everything else will demolish. A business will demolish without the proper communication. A relationship will be devastated when there's no proper communication. A community, a strong community, has a strong unity, correct? Of course, a unity consists of people, and people requires communication. And that's where a leader is demanded. Today, we plead for a leader. A leader wherein to speak. A leader wherein to communicate properly. Because apart from a leader, there's no such thing as unity. So, we all know, we all need to acquire such skills. But now you ask me, no, Joy, my dream is not to become a president, my dream is not to become a leader. Listen, leadership is for everyone. Because one day you'll be having your family, correct? And you're going to lead them. Apart from the leadership, a knowledge, you cannot lead someone, you cannot influence someone. You cannot lead your friends in the right pattern. Okay? Let me tell you something. I saw a while ago a Rubik's Cube, correct? Who knows how to play Rubik's Cube? Okay. Okay. Who doesn't know how to use this or play this one? Once upon a time, I don't know how to play this one. It comes to a point that I cursed this Rubik's Cube because this thing, I told myself this will never, ever, unless you break it down and paste it together again, right? Until one day, there comes my classmate. First one, I was willing to be mentored. Second, he mentored me. Third, I practiced. And fourth, I learned. And until such time, I can build this thing under a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Toastmasters.
Lewin, challenge. Less than 1 minute.
You know why I love about Toastmasters? Because it will teach you the way you don't know as of now. Yeah, that's why you're here, correct? One of the core competencies that I'm excited to learn, I saw on our website, was these things. Number one is the public speaking. Second, interpersonal communication. Third is the strategic leadership. Fourth is the management. The fifth is confidence. Correct? Wherein, I also was once a student and I did not learn these things. Okay? And what I observe about Toastmasters, that especially in the curriculum of pathways, that they have perfectly formulated these pathways so that we could become a better or an excellent, number one, speaker, third, manager, fourth, a communicator. Correct? However, you can be a Toastmaster. Those are the skills. The first, what I said earlier, was all skills, correct? You cannot be a Toastmasters apart from these core values. In our Toastmasters, we have these core values such as integrity, second, excellence, third, service, and fourth, respect. Okay? Yeah, because skills can be learned, skills can be taught, but attitude and values are to be developed. And it can develop by practice. So I'm going to wrap up all these things. So I'm going to challenge you. You have to know, I'm going to wrap up, why are we talking about these benefits of being a Toastmaster? Because you have to know your why you're here. Because at one point, when I'm preparing my speech, I was so, to be honest, I was not interested because I have a lot of things to do. And I said I'm going to give my speech, but when the day is approaching, it's like I'm not interested. But then I asked myself, I paused for a while, and I said myself, and I told myself, why in the world I entered Toastmasters? And I was reminded that I entered this club not just for the sake I have nothing else to do. I entered this club not just to gain friends, but first and foremost to grow, to learn, to excel, and to improve. And being a Toastmaster is not just about speaking or delivering your prepared speech in the four corners of this room, but to going outside and making a difference. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joel. Toastmaster Joel, you highlighted with so much clarity what Toastmasters can do for this millennium. I agree with your statement that with our age, especially the millennials, they may not appreciate what Toastmasters currently they do, but in the future, they will really reflect on this day as being an eye-opener for them. Because it is important, as you said, to project confidence, to project that you are smart. Because what is the use of this? You cannot translate this. Right? So, before I move on to the next portion with our general evaluator, the previous sections that we had, especially on table topics, you millennials, you had the rule that you can think in 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds to think. But what we develop here in Toastmasters is we must speak as fast as we can. Right? That 30 seconds is just contest rules. Contest rules. But in reality, for example, I say, "Uy, kumusta ka na? How is your day?" Oh wait, give me 30 seconds. So you do understand that. That's a good point, right? But for contest purposes, you have 30 seconds. But why settle with 30 seconds if you can answer fast? So join Toastmasters in the future so you can develop your topic skills. Now let's go to one of the highlights of the portion. You will see that you only give speeches, you will receive feedback. And this type of giving feedback is not a one-way street. We all receive feedback, we all receive opinions, and we treat them equally. So to help us guide through the evaluations portion, now may I call on again one of my admired managers of Toastmasters. She used to be my boss. She used to be my boss. And I really admired her dedication from traveling all the way from the far distance of San Fernando, every meeting just to get here. She is one of the pillars of Toastmasters here in Dagupan and here in Dagupan. Please help me welcome soon to be distinguished Toastmaster. Yes. Toastmaster 24.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rice. I love that introduction. You're so generous. As Toastmaster Rice said, this is the feedbacking session of segment of the Toastmasters program. And it's very important because without this evaluation portion, then we will not be able to know our strength as well as the weaknesses that the meeting assistants will be delivering tonight. May I now call upon the table topics from the Toastmaster Al? Honored to be introduced by the charter president of our club. And it's good to see tonight all the questions were as crazy, mind-wandering, as said by Rice. The mind wanders, W-O-N-D-R, wonder, ask afterwards. replied. He also wondered, W-A-N-D-E-R. He traversed from the adults' world to the millennials' world. So it was mind wandering and mind wandering. Right, John 11, Romana? There we go. In the table topics, my dear Dagupan, there are so many styles how we could answer it. There is the prep, point, reason, explanation, and then point, reiterate the point which you initially said. That can also be followed by the SNG, the story, message, and game. Let's start with point, reason, explanation, and point. Then we have the story, the message, and the game. That's the second. Let's have the third. Past, present, and future. PPL. Finally, we have IDA. Attention getter, interest builder, desire. Let me give you that desire. And then, call for action. IDA. Attention getter, interest builder, desire, and call to action. After your 30 seconds of thinking, after shaking out of the Toastmasters, you are now ready to present your ideas. You are now ready to present what you think of that question. 4 styles to do. Prep, SMG, PPF, and IDA. Tonight, I heard all of those. I heard somebody take our attention and hold it in the palm of their hand until she was able to call us to action. We need to make sure that whatever negative traits millennials have should be developed to make them better people. We got interested. Can millennials really do it? Should they do it? And then she was able to tell us that we should desire to do so. The past, the present, and the future. What values do we have to bring? Good questions, good answers that brought us from the past to the present, looking forward to a better future, where action will be taken. So that the mature adults will learn from the millennials, and the millennials will be able to be inspired. Stable topics master. Thank you so much. Kudos, Angela. So everyone how many minutes? Should be 3 minutes each person, you know? 3 minutes each person. That's alright. It's alright.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ann. And that's the evaluation of the programs, which I would say in my comment that you are very creative and innovative. Angela? In fact, I enjoyed all the questions, and I was also very envious actually because I wasn't able to express my but it's okay. And timing is very important in Toastmasters job. In the international skills contest, if you are short by, then you will be automatically disqualified. Over time, by just 1 second, you will not be qualified also to be evaluated. But in Toastmaster, we are very keen on the observance of the timing of the time. And I call upon Toastmaster meeting. Make that? Please give your report now.
Go again.
time for Sparkle. Toastmaster Neil took 43.25 seconds to answer the question. Toastmaster Joel took 45.45 seconds to answer the question. Toastmaster Wendy took 38.89 seconds to answer the question. Toastmaster Fidel took 41.80 seconds to answer the question. Toastmaster Sam then finally wrapped it all up with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to answer this question. For table topics, Toastmaster Nathan took 44.40 seconds to answer the question, which is underqualified. Toastmaster Vivian took 56.78 seconds to answer her question. Toastmaster Levin took 1 minute 32.4 seconds to answer his question. Toastmaster Anne took 1 minute 9.69 seconds to answer her question. Toastmaster Rice took 1 minute 42.39 seconds to answer his question. Toastmaster David took 1 minute 53 seconds point 46 to answer his question. Toastmaster Neil took 1 minute 54.39 seconds to answer his question. Toastmaster Kathy took 2 minutes 19 seconds to answer her question. Toastmaster Pat took 1 minute 10.94 seconds to answer her question. Toastmaster Joel took 52.76 seconds to answer his question. For the prepared speech, Toastmaster Pat was over the limit with 7 minutes 10.69 seconds. Toastmaster Ashley took 6 minutes 18.25 seconds for her speech. Then finally, Toastmaster Joel was also over the limit with 7 minutes and 38.90 seconds for his speech. That is all.
Toastmaster Nathan. Wow, one of the most exciting part is the evaluation of the prepared speeches. Yes, so Toastmaster Neil, are you excited to listen to the evaluation of Toastmaster Neil?
Yes.
So the speech delivered by Toastmaster Pat. Okay. With her idol. What's that?
The other side.
The other side. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome with a warm applause for Toastmaster Neil.
Good evening once again, fellow Toastmasters, and yes, and to Miss Patricia Joyce Palaganas for her wonderful speech, the other side. Thank you for introducing yourself. I was mesmerized by your confidence. Your confidence in delivering the speech. And I was amazed because you have no notes and you just delivered the speech spontaneously within the That is a very good start. I wish that, I hope that you continue to deliver more speeches in the future here in this hall, and hopefully you will be a future Toastmaster. So I have here some 10 questions that help me evaluate your speech. First, I want to read the first one. What are the strong points does the speaker already have? So in I have said, you are very confident in your speech. The diction. I like the diction. Your delivery, your pronunciation is very good. The coherence of your ideas, the introduction, the body, the conclusion, what you like about yourself, what you don't like about yourself, what you like doing, it's all coherent and easily understood. How well did the audience get to know the speaker? I think very well. Do you agree, fellow Toastmasters?
Yes.
I think our fellow Toastmasters got to know you more, got to know your personality, your three of the many things of your life. Did the speech reflect adequate preparation? I think so. With that kind of coherence, you did not prepare.
I did.
Wow.
That's the most thing.
But I think your speech, the delivery of your speech, took around 16 years of preparation. Because
It's pure me.
it's pure you, right? That's the great part of it. That's the amazing part of it. Your speech reflects yourself. Did the speech have a definite opening, body, and conclusion? Yes. As I have said earlier, that's the icing show, the body. I think the body is the three of the elements, and then the conclusion, wherein you explain the other side of it. Please comment on the speaker who's on notes. She does not have notes. Very good. What could the speaker have done differently that would have improved the speech? I would like to know more about your family background, yours. How many siblings do you have? Your birthplace, where do you live? That would have improved your speech. What did you like about the presentation? I really like the appearance and the presentation of ideas. The way you introduce who you really are in that speech. While I'm listening, it really reflects who you are. And for me, that's a very good way to break the ice. So thank you very much, future Toastmaster Patricia. I hope you join Toastmaster soon.
Congratulations, Patricia, for bravely passing the first speech project. We now move on to the second speech that was delivered by Ashley. And again, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome with a warm round of applause Toastmaster Fidel.
Young friends, fellow Toastmasters, good evening. Please give me the liberty of this short intro before I proceed to evaluate guest name. Yes, I will start it with, I dwelled in my past for so long time. I was cloistered and cocooned in antediluvian and anachronistic ways. So I almost believe that I could not get out of the rat. Not after I heard the first two speakers, the lady speakers. I was relieved because I felt a certain affinity with them. They love flowers, they love writing, they love everything which romanticized life. That kind of predilection we share together because there is some poetry in us, there is music in us, and that we are in that day. Now let me proceed to the evaluation of Wesley. Wesley, your preacher summed it all up. Your preacher, how do you go about finding your purpose? That's all. Madam Wesley, for in fact, that is not a question. It is a rhetorical question. It is not intended to be answered. It is intended to issue a certain statement. Please remember that, Madam, because that is a climactic summation of everything. For that alone, even without following the manual, I felt a certain degree of euphoria, nirvana in it. Because I never expected that to come from a 16-year-old lady like you. And above it all, what is admirable was your deep abiding faith in God, your Maker. With that alone and nothing else, you're a hands-down winner. But believe me, you can go places. Trust me in that. Because I will go out of my way to compliment you because you deserve it so. And you presented your speech with initially the explanation about your name. And that was something for us to smile about. Because you see, a perfect speech, a complete speech contains certain nuance. And that you succeeded in touching us with your humor. But what that right is that you have taken what is inside of me, and that is, you took my heart away. And that is so moving, so touching. Everything I want to hear in a new speaker. You are not a demagogue, because a demagogue speaks appealing to emotions without logic. But you supported each and every statement you issued with explanation which surpasses logic. And what you feel that you are alone is not that true, because you have with you the blessings of our Lord and your doting parents who will stand by you all the way through thick and thin, so to speak. My fine young lady, if you wish to succeed, however, you must assert what you feel. Give strength to what you said, because you are endowed with reason, with sentiments, with feelings. Let them feel it, because we will laugh if you will make us laugh. We will cry if you make us cry. And that is surely a very important aspect of your power. You can move people. It is within your hands that convinces us to do something. We applaud you. We celebrate you. Congratulations to your baptism of fire.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters. I think that would give you a very
high vote of confidence to proceed with your next or second speech. And then the third speech delivered by Toastmaster Joel will be on five Toastmasters. They'll be evaluated by Toastmasters now. Please welcome Toastmasters now.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. How did Toastmaster Joel perform? Let me point out first his strengths. Okay. When Toastmaster Joel started his speech, he noticed that there were so many noises back there. So what he did was to say, "Good morning." Notice that? In a higher voice. And yet, despite the word good evening, noises persisted. And again, he said, "Good evening." And everybody shut up.
Very good bonding.
That is presence of mind. That is presence of mind. You see, he has prepared so many hours. And yet, when he came here in front, there's so many noises. What would be the use of this speech if everybody is talking? If everybody can receive this message, unlike the presence of mind, you are very thankful for that. I also like his opening statement. He was saying that, do you remember the first time you were told to talk? Remember? That's a very powerful statement. That was attention getting. Once you hear that kind of statement or ask a question, it will prompt you to reflect. And that's the effect of that statement. Very powerful one. I also like the way that he explained the need for communication, because that is Toastmasters all about. You came here to be understood. And no matter how good you are, even if you have good tools, even if you went to good school, even if you have all the technologies in the world, but if you cannot communicate your main idea, if you cannot communicate with your main idea, you're not. And I would want to bring this issue in. In Saudi Arabia, a lot of people were asking, how come that guy, that Arab guy, is the assistant manager? While I am not, yet I am doing all the important work. Where's the barrier? Where's the gap? Where is communication? That guy who doesn't know anything can communicate in Arabic with the superiors or the owners. So it is very important that you should know how to communicate. As I was telling you, even if you don't know the technicalities, as long as you can relay the message, you will be indeed the resource owner. Okay? So that is communication, importance of communication. I also like when he says, it's really hard to learn communication. As a matter of fact, made use of this cube to emphasize the point. And when you use this one, it was become more apparent to you. You could see it. You know that it's quite hard to play this Rubik cube. It's a very powerful statement, Toastmaster. The weakness, I noticed that you were using your gadget and you're quite immersed or focused because of the fact that perhaps the font was too small. Okay. Somehow that distracted you and somehow losing your authority when you're telling those telling your narratives. I suggest that you should make a big printout if you cannot avoid it. Make a big printout and have it printed in big font. Another one is when you brought out the respect, integrity, excellence, and S of the Toastmaster, somehow that is not the main topic. I noticed your main topic is what a Toastmaster can do for you. Somehow you broaden your scope, and a lot of people are not entertaining what you're saying. You could have done better if you just stick to the beat of your speech. Other than that, I like your clarity, no nervousness, good voice, good voice. I don't see any nervousness. Good pronunciation, your very last pronunciation. I also like your gesture. Unlike me, I keep moving, but your speed doesn't already a lot of movement. You're just here standing and you're using your hand. And you captivated us because the way you deliver your speech is not that too extravagant, it's not too loud. Somehow it induces us to listen to you, even if your voice is not that loud. You're very comfortable. And also, on the downside, I noticed that you have some kind of straight pitch. Okay? I would have hoped that you would have employed more vocal variety, so the action can be manifested in your voice. Other than that, Toastmasters, you already did a very good one, and I look forward to your next speech project.
You have witnessed different kinds of evaluation. Toastmasters is always straightforward, and you will not hide anything in evaluation because there's levels up in the Toastmasters. Then we now move on to the accounting report. The report on the peso counter. Oh no. Dami the Jan, level, and the beef.
Preemptive move, take my wallet.
Pero Toastmasters?
Green rice.
This is the first time we will have a duet reporting.
No. Aja and Saya before, di ba?
Oh, no. This is the second time.
And last time ba? Oh, still there not. Last time.
Now, hindi ko na-agree on the numbers.
You need a comment?
I'll just get my one.
Just take my wallet.
This Christmas time, hello.
Take my mother's money. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
What's the thing?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
We are the accountants, and this is our report. Toastmaster Vivian have an account term of 11 hours.
32 pesos. Hindi na huwag tayo na po.
Toastmaster Wendy 3. Toastmaster Rice 21. Toastmaster Sam 21. Toastmaster Joel 22.
Okay.
Toastmaster Kathy 13. Toastmaster Neil 11.
Okay.
Toastmaster Fidel 6.
These people are being truthful.
Good evening and disclaimer, we are in no way biased.
My God. Eventually, you will need to.
Toastmaster and mother know us.
Review that.
Let's review the whole thing together.
Let's listen.
I think there are one or two, but
Matthew uttered 17 us. Levin uttered 12 us. David uttered 18 us. Patricia uttered 18. Ashley uttered 21. Angela uttered 6. Okay.
What do we do there?
Thank you, boys, for being so honest. Next time, let's leave the account.
Honest and truthful.
I think Toastmaster Kathy can sleep well this evening. Yes,
I
she's
just-
already passed on the legacy to them.
I guess it's more on anatomy.
Anatomy, yeah.
Because they have very sensitive ear.
Young ears.
David is perspiring, no?
David is always like that.
Wendy, I still count the ass in my mind.
Okay, it's fine. But we enjoyed your report. The most enjoyable part.
Okay, move on to the language evaluation. Thank you.
to cut the chase short, I said a while ago I waived my privilege to evaluate on your language. You all belong to be taught by Toastmaster Anvil.
I don't want to contradict myself.
Room for improvement is when you do your speech. I heard a lot of you say thing, stuff as point of object. I like this kind of stuff. Stuff I'm referring to. Because when you say, I think I like this stuff or I like this thing, what the audience gets is you're trying to think. You're trying to get another word, but instead of getting the right word, you said think. And almost no one used the word. I myself could have used it. And what the counter duo, you did a terrific job. You not only have two brilliant minds, you only have 4 ears for us to use the counter. It's quite the opposite actually. When I do Toastmasters in Angeles, Pampanga, I always get the award for no asperative word. No out, 0. But here when I come is the opposite. I would rather speak there than here. It's like, so that would be all. So, general evaluator.
I'm also nervous. I thought you had a lot of notes for the grammar or the use or